Pick up at over 10,000 local steel dealers. Real steel. Find yours at steeldealers.com.
Thank you for riding with the Watchdog. Live and local. Just the way you like it.
Live and local conversation for the Ohio Valley continues shortly. Here on the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe.
Quaker Steak and Lube at the Highlands is the perfect place to relax after a long day. Happy hour from 3 to 6 Monday through Friday. Get $2 off appetizers, $3 off domestic drafts, and house wine specials. Quaker Steak and Lube, voted Best Wings USA. Quaker Steak and Lube at the Highlands with another steal of a deal. Get a steak burger and fries all day Monday for only $8.99. It's also Military Mondays. The Lube will take 25% off for all veterans, active duty military, and first responders. Quaker Steak and Lube, voted Best Wings USA.
In a hurry and need to see a doctor? The Woodsdale Health Center and Walk-In Clinic is located across from Little Caesars on National Road. Open 7 to 7 Monday through Friday. Patients can receive primary care, treatment of minor illnesses and injuries, wellness visits and physicals. There's also a lab draw station open from 8 to noon weekdays. A division of Wheeling Hospital, the Woodsdale Health Center is led by family physician Dr. Michael Wilson. Call 304-234-1971. They'll take good care of you.
Over the years, you've brought opioids into your home. They helped when you were in pain, and you held on to them just in case. But holding on to opioids puts your family at risk. Learn more at www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
Hello, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm the Storm Tracker, Darnell Foster. With a look at your local weather forecast for your Tuesday under mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures are near 68 for the daytime high. We're back to about 54 under partly cloudy through the overnight. You'll see a mix of clouds and sunshine for your Wednesday with highs in the lower 70s. Have yourself a great day, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm Darnell Foster.
The views and opinions expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of this station or its sponsors.
All right, listen up, you guys. Morning. It's Tuesday.
Today is Tuesday.
I am loving the sound of your voice.
Good morning, sunshine.
Crank up the radio.
You all ready for the big show?
Happy Tuesday, everybody.
And action.
Okay, let's do it. Hey, guys. You ready to let the dogs out?
All right, let's do this.
Yes, we are ready to let the dogs out.
Well, what are we waiting for?
It's showtime.
A fresh take on local, regional, and national news. This is the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe, brought to you in part by Wheeling Hospital.
Good morning, my good friends. We're looking at 46 degrees and clear skies at the Wheeling, Ohio County Airport. A little tiny bit of wind blowing around. The 46 feels like 42. No big deal. Going to get up close to 70 today. So all of that sounds good. 46 at the airport, 46 here at my home studios in the Elm Grove section of Wheeling. 46 degrees at the Robinson Auto Group Studios downtown Wheeling. In the heart of the Ohio Valley, what do we have to do today? Well, that war of words in Wheeling continues. Two higher education officials are firing back as the city leaders responded to that Bluefield State College complaint. The HEPC outlines to Metro News what Bluefield State needs to do if they want to get accredited to operate in Wheeling. And I've got a rant coming up on the issue. All of this coming up on that city story later on this morning. In fact, not far away here in this half hour. Governor Justice once again was flacking his tax plan yesterday with some of his former opponents at the ballot box supporting him. Meanwhile, the West Virginia House Finance Committee prepared its own version of an income tax bill. And the monument bill heads to the state Senate, and additional COVID protocols are being urged in the state capitol. State Senator Bill Ehlenfeld with us a little bit later on this morning to discuss all of that. Sedition charges being considered in the Capitol insurrection cases. Migrant children at the border becoming a real issue for the Biden administration. Our D.C. reporter Tom Squitier has all of that in his weekly lineup. And an Ohio coffee shop owner won't serve Biden voters. Protests arise over Dr. Oz hosting Jeopardy. And we'll talk a bit about UFOs. Got all of that coming up here on the show. It's going to be an increasingly cloudy day. Clear skies right now. When the sun comes up, the sun will be there for a while this morning. But Zach says we look for increasing cloud coverage throughout the day today. 7:12 in the morning, Watchdog Morning Show for a Tuesday. Good morning, Brother Biff.
Good morning, Howard.
Anything exciting that caught your attention in the handful of games in March Madness yesterday?
No, didn't even watch hardly anything until probably about in the evening. Watched very little of Ohio and Creighton, and that was it.
Just had no interest in it, huh?
I mean,
bunch of brackets got broken completely. That was it. I'm done.
Yeah, I mean, once that happened, and of course with West Virginia losing, after that, there's really nobody in it that, I care too much that I'm going to, sit down and invest time to probably see a whole game. So, I get alerts on the phone and see, stuff throughout the afternoon and whatever, and in the evening, but no, to actually sit down and watch what's left, probably won't do that now until the Final Four and even in the championship game.
Yeah.
So, that's usually what it is, so.
I think a lot of people kind of feel that way. This has been a real bracket busting tournament for sure, which again supposedly makes it a fun tournament. But if you got nothing to follow, what do you do? You just sit there and watch Sister Jean, I guess, huh?
And again, I'll jump on the Loyola Chicago bandwagon for Sister Jean, and hopefully, we see more of her this week.
Let's see, USC and Oregon both pulled off upsets last night to advance to the Sweet 16. Number 6 USC routed third-seeded Kansas 85-51. That more than doubled the worst margin of defeat that Kansas had in 49 trips to the NCAA tournament. That's an ignominious way to go home. Oregon down second-seeded Iowa 95-98. Meanwhile, Gonzaga who once upon a time was a Cinderella team, Biffy, but now is really a contender on a fairly frequent basis. It's the top seed. Beat number 8 Oklahoma 87-71. So Gonzaga looking to become the first undefeated champion since Indiana 45 years ago. So,
and they have a decent shot of doing that now with, I think, Illinois out. So
we'll have to see. At any rate, I guess our brackets, your brackets are busted, but we're getting now a little better look at the names we've got to pay attention to as we head into the Sweet 16.
Blue Jays, Ducks, Trojans, Seminoles, Wildcats, Crimson Tide, Cougars, Ramblers, and Razorbacks, Orange Beavers, Bruins. Would you believe the Golden Eagles in as a 15 seed? Bulldogs, Bears, and Wolverines. It's a fact that your bracket looks like a crime scene. The Sweet 16.
Your bracket looks like a crime scene. Yeah, it's kind of that way.
And by the way, that 15 seed they referred to as the Golden Eagles.
Yeah.
That would be Oral Roberts, who defeated both Ohio State and Florida in the second round to make it to the Sweet 16.
You know, part of me, I mean, simply because they are a Cinderella team, and I do want to, I love that underdog, concept. I've never been a big fan of Oral Roberts University. I mean, it's just, but I guess I get behind him and say, I do wish them well, I guess. The kids, I wish them well, but because they are the Cinderella team, but Oral Roberts University has never been one of my big choices. So as the tournament gets down to its final few, if you've been watching from the sidelines, this might be a chance for you to get in on the action with our good friends at
FanDuel.
You got it, FanDuel Sportsbook, because they're hooking you up with 30-1 odds on the Sweet 16. Even the top seeds, if you want to pick them. New users, now you have to be a new user, get 30-1 odds on any team to win their next game this round. And you can win, with that in mind, 30-1 odds, you could win $150 and only put down 5. I like that kind of thing. I like that kind of odds. I like that kind of odds. So whether you're with Biffy hoping for Loyola, or you're looking for the Cinderella success of Oral Roberts, or you want to go with the top seed and think Gonzaga's going to take it all the way, whichever way you want to go for it. And you can get 30-1 odds on any team if you're a new user to FanDuel. All you have to do is download the FanDuel Sportsbook app, make your first deposit to unlock those 30-1 odds. I've often said the app is really easy to use, very intuitive. If you're new to gaming and online and app work, you won't have any trouble. You can figure it out pretty quickly. And when you win, you do get paid in as little as 24 hours, which is a pretty good deal. Just sign up using my name, Monroe, in the promo code box. That way they know that we sent you here on the Watchdog Morning Show. FanDuel Sportsbook, promo code Monroe. Now, as always, I have to tell you, you must be 21 or older, physically present in Pennsylvania or West Virginia. New users only. You must wager in the designated offer market. $10 first deposit required. Maximum bonus $150. Restrictions do apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. So download FanDuel for fun, but if gaming is not fun for you, then don't download it. Call 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-GAMBLER, or visit www.1800gambler.net. FanDuel Sportsbook has more ways to win. 7:18 here on the Watchdog Morning Show. So, part of me wants to say, will you all just shut up? I'm talking about the war of the words in the city of Wheeling between the college officials and the city and Bluefield State. It was the college's turn to respond to the city's response to the college's complaints. But I'll bring you up to speed on all of this, and I'll tell you what I'm thinking. All of this coming up next here on the Watchdog Morning Show.
Wake up to the Ohio Valley's favorite morning show.
Coors Light gives you refreshment every time. Here you go.
Thanks, Mike. Doing a great job. All right, 2 ice-cold Coors Lights.
That's the coldest beer I've ever had.
Hey, they don't call it the world's most refreshing beer for nothing.
Okay, be honest with me. Do you really have the Rocky Mountains in your beer cooler?
You don't believe it? Check it out.
Man, that's pretty amazing.
I know, right? I can't believe it myself sometimes. I mean, this cooler is only 3 feet wide.
Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. With great beer comes great responsibility.
Now, during the Jim Robinson Ford Lincoln Toyota Pre-Owned Super Sale, select from over 80 vehicles in stock starting under $5,000. Most are local trades, many with one owner. Hurry to Jim Robinson at the Highlands, home of lifetime powertrain protection. Now, during the Jim Robinson Ford Lincoln Toyota Pre-Owned Super Sale, select from over 80 vehicles in stock starting under $5,000. Most are local trades, many with one owner. Hurry to Jim Robinson at the Highlands, home of lifetime powertrain protection.
Rayland, the watchdog is protecting your yard. Join Howard Monroe, Hoppy Kercheval, Bill DeFabio, and Big Rick for the best live and local talk in the Upper Ohio Valley and beyond. Rayland trusts the watchdog.
If you miss a part of the show or want to listen again, you can find conversations, interviews, and rants on our podcasts at Apple Podcasts or on WatchdogNetwork.com. This is the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe.
46 degrees and clear right now. Going to be a little bit cloudy and 70 before the day is over and done with. 7:23. 23 after the hour on our Tuesday morning edition of the show. Now, this has now gone on for exactly a week as of this week. The back and forth between the city of Wheeling, beginning on a week ago with the college and university leaders really lambasting the city responding, everybody talking about it. You know the background. After that attack on the city by Dr. Mosser from the community college on Tuesday of last week, Wheeling city leaders and virtually all members of council have categorically and unequivocally denied the figures that Mosser presented regarding an MOU with Bluefield State College and what the city was going to have to pay out. Dr. Mosser said it would be $2 million a year in city money that would be subsidizing this deal with Bluefield State. Yesterday, and so this, again, the city came out and said absolutely 100% not true. Unequivocally, nothing you said there is factually correct. Yesterday, Mosser, the Board of Governors chair at Western Northern Community College, and West Liberty's president, Dr. Franklin Evans, issued statements on their own that huff and puff about childish antics, being bullied, and too many distractions. And yet they still refer to what has been denied, a taxpayer subsidy. They still keep saying the taxpayer subsidized Bluefield State deal, which the city has absolutely denied. Gentlemen, enough of this. Enough! You accuse the city of an underhanded plan to expend taxpayer dollars on behalf of Bluefield State. They have categorically, unequivocally denied it. And so if you have anything that proves them wrong, present it publicly. If you were just speculating, well, you're probably going to have to subsidize it, admit that and apologize. And you know, on this show, most of the council members that we have talked to have already said, in retrospect, they probably should have done things differently and discussed the possible lease with you. And several of them have said they would do it differently if they could. It is absolutely ludicrous that we are engaged in this war of words when we all should be working together for improving the city of Wheeling. Enough is enough. Dr. Mosser, in his statement yesterday, I thought was kind of trying to moderate it a little bit. He said the figures he presented have, quote, become a distraction. Well, I would suggest the figures you presented were exactly the focus of what of the point you were making. They're not a distraction. They were intended to be the focus of the issue. Where do you get those numbers from? Dr. Mosser, in his statement yesterday, said that Mayor Elliott himself, in recent meetings with college leaders, mentioned the gross square foot of the space in question and the city's estimate of build-out costs. I believe that to be factually correct. Don't know it to be, but I believe that probably in conversations, the mayor said, we got 5,000 square feet we're looking at for Bluefield State, and we're anticipating a $1.5 million cost to that. That does not mean that the city is going to pay for it and give it to Bluefield State. In point of fact, the city says, the memorandum of understanding says that Bluefield State must pay its proportionate share of all of these build-out costs. So that's what I'm saying, speculation. If the mayor said, well, it's going to cost about $1.5 million, if Dr. Mosser took that to mean it's going to be $1.5 million that the city will subsidize, I think he made a leap of faith. I think. And if that's the case, just say, well, at least that's the way I read it, but don't claim it's $2 million a year. Dr. Mosser says the ongoing public dialogue and attacks have not been constructive, nor do they focus on the matter at hand. Well, again, the matter at hand is that you claim they had a secret deal to spend taxpayer money. That's kind of the crux of the matter at hand. So that's very critical to this whole thing. But then I think he's kind of, sort of, Dr. Mosser, I thought his style was just absolutely uncalled for. And I thought he was kind of, or maybe he is in the statement, not exactly walking it back, but he says, I'm a passionate person who cares deeply about our college. I regret that my passion has been used to create a distraction. And that I will agree. The issues that you raised, Dr. Mosser, got lost in the way you raised them, in the attack mode that you had. The issues that were legitimate, and again, I have said them, several council members have said them, we think maybe we should have done this a bit differently. The issues do get lost. They are a distraction. I agree with you. Because of what you call your passion, it was an aggressive attack. But then he goes on to continue talking about a taxpayer subsidy. In fact, he calls it economic malpractice on the part of the mayor. Economic malpractice. I repeat, if you've got something that shows that I mean this sincerely, it's not a false. I'm not standing up for the city, and I'm serious. If you've got something that shows there's going to be a cost that the city has agreed to pay this to Bluefield State, please let me know. Please let me know. I want you to know, by the way, I did invite Dr. Mosser on the show, and they respectfully declined, said that let the statement stand for itself. That doesn't surprise me, and I hold no ill will on that fact, but I want you to know I did invite him to come on the show and directly express himself and maybe answer some of the questions that I have for him, as the mayor has answered questions I have had for him, and the vice mayor and Dave Palmer and others have done on this show. I did invite Dr. Mosser to come on, and he did not. And again, I'm not criticizing him. I didn't expect him to. They're going to let the statement stand for itself. The chair of the Board of Governors of the Community College says that they appreciate Dr. Mosser's dedication and commitment, and then also goes on to talk about taxpayer subsidies. Northern remains puzzled as to why the mayor never reached out to us regarding employer needs for engineering, and why he is so defiantly committed to spending city tax dollars to bring an outside institution to Wheeling. Again, the mayor says we're not spending any city tax dollars on it. If you've got something to prove that, prove it, please. At West Liberty University, Dr. Evans, and he's the guy I feel sorry for, Biffy.
Yeah.
This poor guy. He has just come to town. I believe he said the first day he was on the job, he was, thrown into the midst of this Bluefield State furor. And he says in the statement he issued yesterday, let me see if I had this in. Last week's city council meeting was the first time I had met or ever been in the presence of the council member, city manager, and even Presidents Favit and Mosser. So the poor guy got just sucked into being part of this trio of Mosser, Favit, and Evans. And he said, I never met anybody. I never met him. But there he was. And I feel sorry for him. He got really sucked into something that he didn't know anything about. He was just arrived on campus, just hired, doesn't know probably, I'm sure he was told by some of the folks at West Liberty about some of the backstory with Rob Capehart and West Liberty and so on. But I do feel sorry for him. But Dr. Evans goes on to say in his statement, I don't have the time or energy for political games. And I'm surprised I'm being questioned about whom I can associate with or appear with in a photograph. That goes to the question that the city said when they responded to Mosser, that since both Favit and Evans turned their time over last week to Mosser for him to complete his statement, they ceded their time to him, and since they did not at any point say, oh, we don't agree with that, and in point of fact, they took a picture together afterwards as if they were all proud to be part of a team, City said we have to assume that means that Evans feels as the others do as well. But Dr. Evans says, I'm surprised I'm being questioned about whom I can associate with or appear with in the photograph. I have other pressing strategic initiatives to move West Liberty University forward that require my time, energy, and focus. Thus, I refuse to be bullied, intimidated, or pulled into any childish antics. Well, the bullying began with Dr. Mosser. Let's be clear about that. I don't know that you're being bullied anyway, but if you are, the bullying began with Dr. Mosser a week ago today. So, guys, and I can say, guys, to the best of my knowledge, Jenny Favit has not responded to the response. Does that make sense? Respond to the response. So, this is crazy stuff, isn't it, Biff?
Yeah.
Bluefield State tells the Intel that if the OVMC site is available, great. If not, they still plan to come to Wheeling somewhere else. That's interesting. We're going to talk to their general counsel, Brent Benjamin, tomorrow here on the Watchdog Morning Show. And Metro News talked to the HEPC, Higher Education Policy Commission, who has to approve this move, not the deal with OVMC or with the city of Wheeling at the OVMC building, but the HEPC has to approve Bluefield State adding classes in Wheeling. So the HEPC in conversation with the Metro News laid out what Bluefield State would have to do, and it's quite a good bit of stuff, more than I had realized. The Higher Learning Commission, HLC, awful lot of letters involved in this.
It's alphabet soup.
The Higher Learning Commission. Yes, it is alphabet soup. The independent regional accrediting body, the HLC, must approve the opening of a new campus. So, the HLC has to first of all say it's okay that you can go to Wheeling. And then the Council for Community and Technical College Education, which is the coordinating body for two-year institutions, has to approve any new associate degree programs that would be offered by Bluefield State, because Bluefield State is actually a four-year institution, which apparently is talking about offering a two-year program. So the governmental hoops are much more complex than I had realized, and thanks to Metro News for having done the research on that. So they've got, the HEPC has got to approve the request to offer programs at a new location. The Council for Community and Technical Colleges has to approve the two-year degree. The Higher Learning Commission has to approve the movement to a new campus, an additional campus. So lots of hoops there that still have to be jumped through. I don't know what's going to happen with this whole thing. The city has agreed to continue the discussion with their MOU. I don't know what shoe will drop today. Who will respond to the response today? I don't know. I'm not sure who else can wait. Well, again, tomorrow we'll talk with Brent Benjamin, who is their general counsel, there being Bluefield State, and we'll get a little better feel for what Bluefield State is proposing. Biffy, this is just childish.
Yeah, somebody, and I don't care from what side it is, someone's got to step in and be the adult here and end this.
Yeah. Yep. At the moment, I tend to side with the city only because I believe that they have said that Dr. Mosser's claims are factually incorrect. If Dr. Mosser or Jenny Favin or Dr. Evans or whoever if they have some other material they can present that shows the city does intend to subsidize Bluefield State, please bring it forward, because I think that is, that's the crux of the matter. Statement, then responding to the statements, and I forget whether it's Dr. Evans or Dr. Mosser said, and all they did was put their statement on their website. They didn't even send us a copy. Oh, for God's sake. Did you send them a copy of your attack statement before you attacked them at City Council? No. Well, I assume the answer is no. So, it's just childish. Stop it. Stop it! Just stop it. Again, council members have already said, you're right. We probably should have done things a little bit differently. We probably should have had an earlier conversation with you, the colleges and universities around here, and we didn't do that, and that's our bad. Pretty much everybody has said that, and they've said it right here on this radio show. So, I don't know. Everybody just say, I'm sorry I pissed you off, and go into your separate corners and shake hands, and let's start over again. I guess. I don't know. But there it is, the latest installment of the War of the Words in the city of Wheeling. 7:38, 22 till the hour. We're going to be talking to Zach Petty. I thought he told us it's going to be a beautiful all week. Didn't he tell us that yesterday, Biff? Now he tells us it's going to be a cloudy week. I thought he said it was going to be sunny all week.
We'll see.
I learned that he's going to be clouds. Well, we'll find out. We've got Zach coming up next. But first, we check some headlines.
The WTRF Channel 7 News Update is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers.
OmniPerforms.com. Omni Strategic Technologies, the only IT company that the Watchdog trusts.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is, fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-362-2000, 362-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. I'm a private real estate investor who can solve your real estate problems fast for cash. Do you want to sell and just be done with it? Okay, great. I buy vacant properties, boarded up houses, pre-foreclosures, and inherited properties. I also buy apartment buildings, rental portfolios, divorce homes. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. I look forward to solving your real estate problems today. Give me a call for an all-cash offer at 614-362-2000, 614-362-2000.
The Watchdog prides itself in being involved in our community, and we want to hear from you. Does your organization have an event that you would like promoted on the radio? Please send us the details via our website, watchdognetwork.com. Just click on our contact page and fill the information. Live, local, and here for our community. Share your events with the Watchdog.
You can watch a video cast of our show every morning on Facebook Live or on our website. Plus, check archives of all of our videos on the Watchdog YouTube channel. The Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe continues.
Traffic note from one of our listeners about 5 minutes ago in Elm Grove. A semi-truck going westbound went over the interstate, crossed over the eastbound lane, and landed behind the old State Police Barracks in Elm Grove. Yikes. So a little traffic note, that'll probably create some tie-ups there and create some problems so they get that organized and fixed. And that's from one of our listeners. If you see something, if you see it, say it to us using the text line 304-214-1600. 304-214-1600 is the Watchdog Radio Network text line. Let's check the forecast with Zach Petty here at the Big 7. Good morning, Zach.
Well, good morning, Howard. How are you today?
I thought you told me it was going to be a beautiful sunny week all week. Now you tell me it's going to be cloudy.
I said it was partly cloudy today, and then we would see some rain Wednesday, Thursday.
But I was counting on another beautiful sunshine and blue sky day today, but not going to be the case all day, huh?
No, not all day. More so the next couple of hours, but unfortunately you're working like me, so we can't enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm looking out the window right now. It looks kind of nice outside. The sun is up, shining brightly. It looks pretty good. A little bit of haze out there. It's out in my area at least, but then, so it's going to be sunny for a while, and then some clouds will roll in. Is that right?
Yeah, it looks like within the next couple hours, looking at the satellite imagery, we have a couple more clouds starting to make its way over into central Ohio, and by, let's say, lunchtime at the latest, it does look like there will be a more numerous cloud coverage throughout the region, and really kind of dampening the day in terms of, we were treated to wall-to-wall sunshine the past several days, and all good things must come to an end, unfortunately.
Well, I guess so. It was a great day yesterday again. I did not, although I really thought about going out and taking another nap in the sunshine. But we did actually get out. My grandson and I, my wife, we got up to the bandstand at at Wheeling Park, and literally ran around for a while and just enjoyed being outdoors. So it was another good outdoor day yesterday. So it's going to be warm today, though, right?
Oh, yeah, we're still sticking with the well above average temperatures. Our high today is actually flirting with the upper 60s. If you were a fan of yesterday's warmth, well, that's sticking around, and we actually could even flirt with 70 degrees on both Wednesday and Thursday. Kind of feels like it's unheard of to think about 70s in March, but hey, it's in the forecast, so we'll take it.
I certainly will take it for sure.
And it does look like... go ahead.
No, and then the rest of the week, we have a little bit of rain coming in. Is that right?
Yeah, it looks like spotty showers are likely starting early tomorrow morning. Now, again, I don't expect to see them to be anything widespread. They're going to be hit or miss, so not everyone will get in on the rain activity, and it will not be a soaker like we saw last Thursday, but we do have the chance of seeing more widespread rain Thursday afternoon, if not evening, ahead of the next weather maker that could linger showers into early Friday morning. And I do want to mention on Friday, it does look like the rain should be wrapping up in the morning hours and it'll be rather cloudy, but we actually could see some rather gusty winds. I'm looking at some model data and it says that we could see gusts of wind anywhere from 35, if not coming close to 45 miles per hour. We do have some pretty beefy, let's say, upper-level forces that are going to come into our area, giving us some pretty gusty winds at the surface. So something to keep in mind, something I'll continue to monitor for everyone, and we'll talk more about it as the week progresses.
Well, actually, all the way around, it's spring-like weather, really. I mean, it's not beautiful sunshine all week long, but some clouds, some sun, warm temperatures, and some rain mixed in, and some breezes blowing around. That's kind of springtime, right?
Yeah, I would have to agree. It's definitely not uncharacteristic to see some warm trends, and then, okay, you can't always have the wall-to-wall sunshine. You have to mix in a couple of clouds. The grounds need to get greened up, so they need to have some rain. So if you look at it that way, then everything is on par for how it should be, I guess.
I didn't expect it to be quite so cloudy this week, but I can live with that. This is good springtime. I didn't get a chance to see your the tail end of the show on TV this morning. Any exciting pictures you guys got to take a look at? I love that the nature picture scenes that you guys always see on Big 7.
Yeah. Today we had we had the Wellsburg Wharf, and it was a picture of the water overlooking a sunset, and if you imagine the pastel colors, the creams, the light yellows, and then turning to the pinks and the blues, and those were beautiful images that were even reflecting into the water. So definitely get spoiled to the animal pictures and the nature pictures all throughout the Ohio Valley. It is certainly a sight to see, and we're always happy to continue to have those sent in to us.
You get a lot of people sending pictures in, don't you?
Yeah, I would prefer them to being sent to weather@WTRF.com, so that way it's easier for me to see them, because sometimes Steven has to send them in to me, or they get there's so many different ways that we have to go about trying to find the pictures. But yeah, we are constantly getting pictures, but if you want to send in a picture and have it used, you can continue to send it through our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. What else? On our website, there's under the Loving Living Local tab, you can submit your picture, or you can email them to us at weather@WTRF.com, and it'll be a lot easier for my job for me to put them into the show.
If it's right there in your weather box, I guess, huh?
Right. Yep. Literally, right in the toolbox.
All right. Sounds good. All right, Zach. I appreciate it. Have a good day. We'll talk again tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Sounds good. Enjoy the warmth today.
Yep. 46 right now is our current temperature. We're looking at and a little bit of wind blowing around, so it feels like 42 degrees, I think it is. 42, 43. What did I say? 40. I think it's 42. It feels like 42 degrees. So still a little cool morning, but it'll be a nice day today, so you want to keep that in mind. It was called to my attention on the City of Wheeling story. Let me... This is from the Intel Today. According to minutes from the January 7th meeting of Bluefield State College's Board of Governors, Robin Capehart's report to the board specifically said they were reviewing the MOU with the City of Wheeling on the OVMC property for engineering and manufacturing classes, and there was to be, quote, no cost for build-out they are handling, end quote. Now, if that is in contradiction to what the city has said. That's the city has said, and let me find this here. In their own statement, the city said the memorandum of understanding says Bluefield State shall be responsible for all routine maintenance. Bluefield State shall pay a proportionate or allocated share of the utilities, and Bluefield State shall pay a proportionate share of all capital costs expended by the city that may be required to maintain the quality and integrity of the OVMC campus. So, I mean, what the city has said is that Bluefield State is supposed to pick up the cost if they have to do a build-out. That's what it sounds like to me. But if the city, maybe just make that memorandum of understanding public. Just make it public so we can see what's going on. Because I have to say, and again, this is a new piece of information to me from the Morning Intel today. President Capehart said to his own Board of Governors, there will be no cost for the build-out they are handling, meaning, I assume they, meaning the city of Wheeling, which is not the indication from the city of Wheeling's statement. So I know I'm probably the only person in the Ohio Valley is parsing all of these words so carefully, but it just irritates me, Biff. It just irritates me that adult leaders of our city council members, city manager, college presidents, that we're playing these kind of games.
I'll say it again. I don't care what side it is. Someone step up and be the adult here and get this figured out. Because if we're still at the end of March, which is literally next week, if we're sitting here next Tuesday and it's March 30th and the following Wednesday is March 31st, and we're still talking about this, something ain't right. Figure it out now. I don't care what you have to do. Get it figured out. Let's get this done with.
Yeah, let's get the facts out there. That's all. The city can look, if the city intends to provide a taxpayer subsidy of some kind to Bluefield State, then let's get that on the record. And then that's a fair conversation to have going forward. Then I think that the local colleges have a greater reason to be concerned if the city is going to subsidize bringing an outside entity in. That's a little different than simply saying, well, we're a landlord and we've got the space, and if they want to rent it, they can rent it. So let's get the facts out here. And I'm thinking, I don't know, and I'm talking to the mayor or the city manager or the vice mayor or any council members about this, but I'm thinking simplest thing to do would be to put the memorandum of understanding out there in the public's eye. Let us see what it is. Now, they're supposed to be confidential, not supposed to be discussed publicly. I understand that. So there may be some legalities about making it public, and maybe there's some parts of it that you have to redact because there's certain things that can't be technically or legally discussed in public until they have a deal. But my understanding is this MOU there's nothing set in stone in it. It is essentially, here's what we're thinking about.
Well,
so maybe that we.
Here's the other thing, though. Then, if you got to worry about all the legal stuff and whatever, that's fine. But if there's any part of that can be released to the public, yes, at least get that out, so we at least know something.
I agree. I completely agree. Now, are we just seeing some miscommunication here? They, again, according to the Morning Intel today, at the January 7th Board of Governors meeting in Bluefield, President Capehart said they, meaning the city, they are going to pay for the build-out. Did somebody say that, or was that an implication? I said this earlier about Dr. Mosser. If you are speculating, just say so. Say, well, it only seems logical to us that if there's going to be a $1.5 million build-out required, that, the taxpayers have to pay. If you're speculating, or if President Capehart was speculating, then just say so. Just say, at least that's what I was anticipating. But there'd be a real simple solution for all of us. Just put the memorandum of understanding out there in the public. Just let us all see it. What does it say? Now, the city, in their official statement on Friday, as I mentioned, did say a few things the MOU does stipulate. As I mentioned, that Bluefield State shall be responsible for routine maintenance, shall pay a proportionate share of utilities, and shall pay a proportionate share of the cost of any capital cost that would be incurred, which to me would be the cost of build out. So I don't know. Misinterpretation? A misunderstanding or a purposeful misinterpretation On whose part? I don't know.
Did a quote or whatever get misinterpreted?
Right.
I mean,
Right.
there's again, there's just so many questions that we don't have answers.
And yet it's really, the questions are really pretty simple. There are some, as I said to, I think, Ben Seiler yesterday, there's factual issues and there's philosophical issues. The philosophical issues, I think, will go on for a while. Should the city protect local institutions if outside institutions want to come in? That's a philosophical debate the city's got to come up with. Do we, when somebody from out of the area wants to come in and maybe compete with locals, do we say, no, we're going to protect the locals? That's a fair philosophical debate. But the factual debate simply is, what have you agreed to, if anything, in terms of the city subsidizing Bluefield State?
And what are we allowed to see of that?
And we should be allowed to see most of it. Again, there may be some legalities involved in an MOU, and maybe both sides, Bluefield State and the city, would have to agree to make it public. But why don't they do it? Just do it. Just make it public. Make it public. I'll ask Brent that tomorrow, too. Brent Benjamin, who was the general counsel for Bluefield State, is going to join us to talk about this issue from Bluefield State's perspective. And again, I want to repeat, I did invite Dr. Mosser to come on, and he understandably said, no, we're going to let our statement speak for itself. All right, it's 8 o'clock in the morning on the Watchdog Morning Show. Shifting gears totally. Going to head off to the nation's capital. Tom Squitieri is with us in our DC Digest next.
The Watchdog is FM 98.1, AM 1600 WKKX Wheeling, FM 97.7, AM 1370 WVLY Moundsville.
The ABC News is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
News. I'm out.
All right, back in a minute, Biffy.